Have you ever noticed how one small mistake at the airport can snowball into a nightmare? A wrong bag choice, a missed check-in, or even a few extra minutes in the wrong line? Suddenly, you're stressed, spending money you didn't plan to, or even missing your flight. And here's the thing. Seniors, especially those over 55, get hit the hardest. Airlines won't warn you, but the truth is, they profit when travelers fall into these traps. That's exactly why this video matters. By the end, you'll know the 12 biggest airport mistakes seniors still make in 2025, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Some are sneaky, some are costly, and one of them ruins more trips than turbulence itself. So stick with me, because if you've got a trip planned this year, these tips could be the difference between a smooth journey and a travel disaster. So stick with me, because if you've got a trip planned this year, these tips could be the difference between a smooth journey and a travel disaster. Number 12. The pouch problem. Thief magnet. You've probably seen them everywhere. Those slim, colorful travel pouches advertised as safe ways to carry passports and boarding passes. They look neat, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth. Thieves love them even more than the travel companies do. Why? Because the moment a pouch hangs outside your jacket, you're basically holding up a sign that says, "Important documents inside, steal me." Pickpockets at airports are trained to spot these, especially in busy security lines or boarding gates. And the real consequences are brutal. Lose your passport abroad and you're not just delayed. You could be stuck days or weeks waiting for a replacement, paying extra hotel nights, and rebooking flights at your own cost. That cute pouch suddenly becomes a very expensive mistake. The safer move? Go invisible. Use hidden compartments inside your clothing, a discreet money belt that tucks under your shirt, or even jackets with zippered security pockets. Thieves can't target what they can't see. Here's a simple bonus tip. Keep a digital copy of your passport and ID stored securely on your phone or email. If the worst happens, that backup can save hours of panic at the embassy. So don't let a flashy pouch put a target on your back, because mistake 11 shows that security risks don't stop at what you carry. They start even before you check in. Number 11, skipping online check-in, seat loss disaster. Imagine this. You've planned your dream vacation for months, bags packed, passport ready, and then, bam, you're told at the airport your seat is gone, not delayed, not moved, gone. This nightmare happens more than people realize. Airlines quietly overbook flights on purpose, selling more tickets than seats, because they know a few passengers won't show up. But here's the catch. If you haven't checked in early, you're at the bottom of the list. And seniors, families, or anyone traveling solo, they're often the first to get bumped. The numbers don't lie. Every year, thousands of travelers are stranded, forced to wait hours or even days for the next available flight. Sometimes that means missed tours, lost hotel nights, or even entire vacations cut short before they begin. The fix is ridiculously simple. Set an alarm 24 hours before your flight to check in online the second it opens. Always screenshot your boarding pass in case the airline app crashes or you lose internet at the airport. Do this, and you'll lock in your seat before anyone else can take it. Because the stress doesn't end at check-in, mistake 10 shows that even your luggage can become a money-draining disaster before you board. Number 10, packing panic, overweight bag drama. Picture this. You finally roll your suitcase up to the check-in counter, feeling proud you managed to zip it shut. And then the scale flashes red. Overweight. Suddenly, you're that traveler on the floor of the airport, frantically pulling out socks, books, and even underwear while strangers stare. Embarrassing? Absolutely. Expensive? Even worse. Airlines know this game inside out. Every year they make billions of dollars in overweight baggage fees because most people only weigh their bags after packing them. By then, it's too late. You either pay the fee or face the humiliation of repacking in public. Here's the smarter play. Weigh your suitcase while it's still empty. That way you know exactly how much room you really have to work with. Stick to travel size items and lightweight packing cubes, because those just-in-case extras add up shockingly fast. Do this, and you'll glide past the check-in counter without stress or surprise charges. And even if you make it past check-in, mistake 9 proves that your seat choice can turn a smooth trip into total chaos. Number 9, seat selection slip-up, comfort versus chaos. Here's the truth. 2 seats can look identical on the booking screen, same row, same price, but in reality, they deliver completely different experiences. Pick the wrong one, and you're stuck next to the lavatory with constant traffic, or in a row where the seat won't recline at all. Some bulkhead seats look like extra space but end up freezing cold and with no underseat storage. Suddenly, what should have been a restful flight feels like a punishment you paid extra for. Here's how smart travelers avoid this trap. Always research your seat before booking. Free tools like Seat Guru or airline seat maps will show you hidden details, like whether the seat is missing a window, has limited recline, or sits near a noisy galley. Think comfort over location. A few rows forward or back can make the difference between a smooth, quiet ride and non-stop chaos. Because the wrong seat doesn't just cost you comfort, it can drain your energy for your entire trip. But not every upgrade is really an upgrade. And that brings us to mistake 8, the shrink wrap scam. Number 8, the shrink wrap scam, plastic prison. At first glance, those shrink wrap stations at airports look tempting. For a few dollars, your bag gets tightly sealed in shiny plastic and you walk away thinking it's safe from thieves, rain, or rough handling. But here's the catch. TSA and airport security routinely slice open wrapped bags for inspection. In fact, studies show nearly 40% of wrapped bags still get opened, which means your protection is shredded before your plane even leaves the ground. What you're left with is wasted money, a suitcase covered in plastic scraps, and another pile of unnecessary waste hurting the environment. And let's be real, wrapping your bag doesn't stop determined thieves, it just gives you a false sense of security. The smarter option? Use a TSA-approved lock so agents can open and reseal your bag without damage. Or go greener with a reusable luggage cover. Protective, eco-friendly, and actually practical. Shrink wrap looks like a clever upgrade, but in reality, it's just a plastic prison. And speaking of wasted time, mistake 7 shows how even the security line you choose can sabotage your trip. Number 7, herd mentality at security, line sabotage. You know the drill. Everyone pours straight into the very first security line they see. It feels natural to follow the crowd, but it's the exact move that can add 30 extra minutes of waiting to your airport experience. According to TSA data, wait times between checkpoints in the same terminal can vary dramatically. The line you pick isn't always the shortest, just the most obvious. And here's the kicker. Airport staff won't tell you about the shorter ones unless you ask. For seniors, or anyone with limited stamina, that half-hour standing in line isn't just inconvenient, it's exhausting. Worse, it can be the difference between making your flight comfortably and sprinting in a panic. The smarter move? Look beyond the crowd. Walk a little farther down to scout less busy checkpoints. Check wait time apps. Many airports now post real-time line updates. Ask politely. Staff won't volunteer info, but if you ask directly, they often point you toward a shorter line. A 2-minute walk could save you 30. Once you get through security, another trap awaits. Number 6, liquid logic, container catch. Here's where countless travelers, and especially seniors carrying medications, get tripped up. Most people think TSA cares about how much liquid is inside the bottle. Wrong! What actually matters is the size of the container itself. That means your half-full 200 milliliters perfume, lotion, or even prescription liquid will be confiscated, while a 90 milliliters bottle filled to the brim is perfectly fine. It doesn't matter if there's just one sip left. If the container is too big, it's gone. The result? Not only do you lose expensive items, but the entire line behind you gets slowed down as security agents pull you aside. A few minutes of confusion for you can cause delays for everyone. The smart fix. Invest in true travel-size bottles, 100 milliliters or less. Don't just eyeball it. Use labeled refillable containers for lotions, shampoos, or liquid meds. Keep essentials in a clear, sealable bag so agents see you're following the rules. Think of it this way. A $5 set of travel bottles can save you $200 in lost items and frustration. And if you think you'll just shop after security? Number 5, duty-free detour, shopping gone wrong. Airports know exactly how to separate you from your money, and sometimes your flight. That shiny duty-free shop isn't just convenient, it's designed like a maze to slow you down. Bright lights, endless aisles, and limited-time offers are all tricks to keep you browsing. But here's the catch. Too many travelers lose track of time and miss boarding calls. A quick look at perfume or liquor can easily turn into a costly mistake when you're sprinting to your gate, or worse, watching your plane push back without you. And those cheap deals? They're not always a win. Saving $20 on a bottle of whiskey means nothing if you have to pay $200 in rebooking fees for a missed flight. The smart move. Find your gate first. Always know where you're boarding before you wander into a store. Set an alarm on your phone 30-40 minutes before departure. Shopping is fine, but a reminder keeps you grounded. Double-check carry-on rules if buying alcohol or liquids, especially on connecting flights. What's duty-free in one airport can still be confiscated at the next. Think of duty-free like dessert. Enjoy it after you've taken care of the main course, finding your gate. Food is another overlooked danger. Number 4, gourmet gamble, pre-flight feast backfire. Airport restaurants can feel like part of the adventure. Dim sum in Hong Kong, curry in Delhi, barbecue in Texas. But here's the uncomfortable truth. What you eat before a flight can make or break the hours you spend in the air. Heavy, spicy, or exotic meals may taste amazing, but once the cabin door closes, they turn into a recipe for disaster. At altitude, air pressure drops and your body digests food much slower. That's why bloating, nausea, and indigestion are some of the top reasons for in-flight medical emergencies. And for seniors, digestion often works a little slower already, so the risks double. The wrong meal can turn your long-awaited trip into hours of discomfort, or even a doctor visit at your destination. The smart fix: stick to light, familiar foods before boarding. Pack simple snacks like crackers, bananas, or granola bars. Skip alcohol and carbonated drinks until you're safely at cruising altitude, and even then, moderation is key. Remember, your stomach doesn't care how authentic that airport meal looks. It only cares whether it can handle it at 35,000 feet. Even your ticket time can secretly work against you. Number 3, turbulence roulette, bad flight timing. Most travelers think turbulence is pure luck, like rolling dice in the sky. But here's the surprising truth. The time of day you fly makes a huge difference. Midday and afternoon flights are the roughest. Why? As the sun heats the ground, warm air rises and collides with cooler air, creating unstable air currents. Studies show that over 70% of severe turbulence happens between late morning and late afternoon. For seniors or anyone with mobility or health concerns, even moderate turbulence can feel exhausting, or even dangerous if you need to stand or move around. The smarter choice? Book early morning flights when the air is calmer and smoother. Evening flights are your second best bet. If midday is unavoidable, pick seats over the wings, where turbulence is felt the least. Flying is already tiring. There's no reason to add hours of shaking if you can avoid it with one simple booking choice. But it's not just the skies you need to worry about. Number 2, germ gauntlet, invisible airport risks. Here's a dirty little secret about airports most travelers never think about. Security trays are actually 10 times dirtier than a toilet seat. Think about it. Every single passenger drops their keys, phones, even half-eaten snacks into the same plastic bin. Then, without realizing it, they touch their face, grab a sandwich, or scroll on their phone. That's how germs spread fast. Researchers have even traced cold and flu outbreaks back to these trays. And seniors with slightly lower immunity are at even higher risk of catching something before the vacation even begins. The fix is simple but powerful. Pack a small pack of disinfectant wipes. Sanitize your hands after security before eating or touching your face. On board, wipe down your tray table, seatbelt buckle, and screen. This tiny routine takes less than a minute but can save you from spending your trip in bed instead of exploring. And even if you dodge germs, one last mistake still has the power to wreck your trip completely. Number 1, jet lag jumble, ignoring body clock. Most travelers think jet lag is just an annoying side effect you deal with. But in reality, ignoring your body clock can wreck the first 3 days of your trip. Here's why. When you land in a new time zone and try to push through without preparation, your body fights back with exhaustion, headaches, and even digestive issues. Instead of exploring a new city, you're stuck in your hotel room trying to recover. But here's the good news. You can cut jet lag down by up to 75% just by preparing smartly. Start adjusting your sleep schedule 3 days before departure. Go to bed an hour earlier or later, depending on your destination. Change your watch or phone to destination time as soon as you board the plane, so your brain starts syncing early. Use light strategically. Get morning sun exposure or even a portable light therapy lamp to reset your internal clock faster. These simple shifts mean you hit the ground ready to explore instead of losing half your vacation to recovery. Because at the end of the day, a vacation should be about experiences and memories, not fighting your own body. So let's wrap this up. From slim pouches that attract thieves, to skipped check-ins, overweight bags, bad seat choices, plastic wrap scams, and even jet lag, every small mistake adds up. And together, they can snowball into lost time, wasted money, and a ruined trip. But here's the takeaway. When you travel smart, by planning ahead, Making small adjustments and knowing these hidden traps, you protect yourself from stress and keep your vacation about what really matters: experiences and memories. If this video helped you spot even one mistake you'll now avoid, imagine how much smoother your next trip will be. Thanks for watching. Travel safe, travel smart, and if you want more senior smart travel tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video.